Hi ladies, I'm so excited for today's show because we are in the kitchen and we are cooking. Whenever I have time, I do love to cook because it reminds me of my mom, it reminds me of growing up. She was a wonderful cook, and so I try to emulate her, so I love to be in the kitchen. There's been so many of you girls who have texted me, DM'd me, in the comment section, who've asked me, hey Jolly, what are your go-to dinners? So that's exactly what we're gonna cover today, which is 3 easy family go-to dinners. And the first one we're gonna talk about is called Easy Peasy Tacos. Second is chicken enchilada soup. And the third is blackened salmon with garlic green beans. So for myself, I love to do turkey tacos, and every Tuesday is Taco Tuesday. So my family, my husband and kids, they love ground beef, and I do turkey because I'm just trying to stay away from meat. So today we're gonna do turkey tacos. Then what we have is the chicken enchilada soup. Growing up in the Indian culture, my mom used to make what's called sambar, which is just a very savory vegetable soup. And I found out that soups were huge. I could create a lot and it would go a long way. And lastly, salmon. Now I love salmon. I didn't grow up, eating a bunch of salmon, but as I started my journey of health, I wanted to eat more seafood and just healthy fresh fish. So salmon is fantastic, and the way I do it here today, I'm gonna blacken the salmon, which is amazing. It's just a ton of flavor, and I'm gonna cook it with some garlic green beans. So get excited, ladies. It's gonna be a fun show. Okay, so first I am turning on the stove to medium-high heat. And now I am adding in the ground turkey, and I'm breaking it up into several pieces and letting it brown. And this process is going to take about anywhere from 5 to 7 minutes of just breaking it up. And the whole point is to get it cooked, but just barely all the way through. You don't want the ground turkey to be pink, but again, you don't want it to just sit and be like well done. Okay, now I'm adding 3/4 a cup of water and adding my favorite taco seasoning. Now, some people like to make their own taco seasonings, which I'm like, hey, more power to you. I like to use just a quick taco seasoning mix packet, and I like to use the McCormick brand. I like to get medium or hot when it's available, and I think this one is the original. So how you keep the moisture in the turkey is to turn that stove, turn it down to low and let it cook. Usually the taco packets say about 5 minutes or so. No, I say the longer the better. So like 10, 15 minutes, and put that sucker on low, very low, so it could just simmer. And what's happening is when you cover it, the juices just come back in and it's just going back into that ground turkey. And so your meat just becomes moist and has just robust with flavor, and it's not too dry. Now, once it's boiling, I'm gonna go ahead and bring the temperature down to low, and then I'm gonna cover it. Now, while the meat is simmering on low, I'm gonna go ahead and cut up my veggies. So here I am cutting up a head of romaine lettuce, and I am just cutting them really small and putting it into a bowl. Then I am getting a bunch of cherry tomatoes here, washed them, and I'm cutting them in half, putting them also in a bowl. Next, I have a red onion here, and I am cutting off the ends and removing the skin. I'm cutting them into thin slices and lengthwise. And all you need is about half of a red onion. It just depends on how much onions you love to eat. Next, I am getting a bunch of cilantro. I've washed it, and I'm giving it a good rough chop. So next I am getting out a bowl and putting some tortilla chips in there. Now half of my family likes tortilla chips, so do I, and half of them like the tortillas, the actual tortillas. So next I am getting a plate out and I am putting some flour tortillas. And again, these are also freshly made at the grocery store. What I'm doing is I am putting a damp paper towel over the tortillas to keep them moist, and then I am placing it in the microwave for about 30 seconds, and it keeps them nice and warm and moist. And I just actually like to keep the damp paper towel on there until the food is ready to be served. All right, and so I am fixing my plate of taco salad. I'm just getting a handful of the shredded romaine lettuce. And then I am getting the ground turkey. And so next I'm gonna add I'm breaking up some red onions here. I'm always trying to dress up my salad like it's a piece of art. I'm putting some shredded mozzarella cheese and just some drops of cherry tomatoes. And then I'm just gonna put a few dollops of sour cream here. And this is light sour cream. Then just sprinkling on some cilantro. Oh, and then here is another thing that I like to use. Now I love limes on any kind of Mexican food or Spanish food. It just brings out the flavor. And I just put some squirts on my salad, and is zesty and just gives it a special oomph. Next I'm putting some salt and pepper, and can't forget my Cholula. Can't do my tacos without some Cholula sauce. And there you have it, ladies. This is my taco salad. I am gonna eat it guilt-free, and I'm telling you, it is delicioso. Hey guys, just wanted to jump in quickly and say to you, thank you so much for watching. And if you're finding value and helpful content as you're watching, definitely don't forget to give me a thumbs up down below. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I have a bet going on with my husband that he doesn't think I can do it, but I know I can with your help, that if I can get 1,000 subscribers in 1 month, he told me he'll do the dishes for 1 whole month. So ladies, you gotta help me. Tell your mama, your grandmama, your best friend, your sister, your aunt, I don't care who, your dog even, if they have an account, to subscribe down below. And then don't forget to hit the notification button. Thank you so much. And also don't forget to sign on to my socials and follow me that way. All right, ladies, now I am back in the kitchen, and our next easy go-to family dinner is chicken enchilada soup. Here I've got my wooden cutting board out, and I am placing my rotisserie chicken and getting ready to pull off all the chicken off this bad boy. I buy the rotisserie chicken from my grocery store to save me lots of time and headache. And by the way, this is just already well seasoned. It's ready to go. And I just give it a good chop at the end. All right, so now I am dumping in all of the chopped chicken into my large stock pot. I am adding in some enchilada sauce, about 30 ounces of green enchilada sauce. I use the brand Hatch. If you have it in your grocery store, I recommend it. It's just full of flavor and just has this kick to it. And then I am putting 1 cup of heavy cream in. You can use half and half or heavy cream, whichever you have at the house. And next I am putting about 2 cups of Monterey Jack cheese, about 4 ounces of cream cheese. And you want that cream cheese, make sure that it is softened and cubed if possible. I'm also gonna put in 4 ounces of green salsa or salsa verde. You wanna give the soup a good couple of stirs. And you want to heat the soup up until it's warm, and then just periodically taste it and season with salt and pepper as you see fit. You can keep giving it a good stir until all the cheese is melted. And once you've achieved that, then you can go ahead and serve the soup and enjoy. Now, before I sit down to enjoy this scrumptious soup, I am going to go ahead and add some of my favorite toppings, which are the mozzarella cheese, some sweet onion, cilantro, and that's it. There you have it. chicken enchilada soup.
I love things that are creamy, that are warm, especially on a cold winter day. This soup is gonna hit the spot. Wow, so good. So warm, so delicious. It's so creamy, and it's got that nice kick to it from the enchilada sauce and the green tomatillo sauce. So you have to try this, ladies, and you've got food for days for your family, and I'm telling you, they're gonna love it.
Next, I have my 4 fillets of salmon. Now, I like to use Alaskan wild-caught salmon. I think that is the best type of salmon to get. And you can tell a big difference also between the Atlantic versus Alaska, because Alaskan salmon tends to be really bright pink in color. That's how you also know your fish has been really taken care of. Whereas Atlantic salmon tends to be like a pale kind of pink. So here I'm just patting down the fish fillets, and these are again about 4 ounces a piece, and just making sure they are nice and dry for the rub that I just mixed together. So now I'm getting about 1 tablespoon of Dijon mustard, and I am putting it on each salmon fillet, and I'm going to just rub each salmon down, coating it entirely through with the mustard. Next, I am getting the spice blend that I mixed together, and I am generously heaping like a good tablespoon worth of spice onto each fillet, and just giving it a general coat on the pink side of the fish. Okay, now that I've rubbed down my salmon, I'm gonna go ahead and let that sit to the side. And I've got just a large pan on my stove, and I'm going to heat coconut oil. So I'm getting about a tablespoon of coconut oil, and I am putting the stove onto about medium-high heat, so it gets nice and hot with that coconut oil, but not hot enough where it's gonna burn it. Now that the coconut oil has been heated through, I am going to take the salmon fillets and slowly add it to the hot oil and sear it for about 2 minutes on one side. Next, I'm going to be flipping each fillet over and cook for an additional 6 to 8 minutes or so, basically until the salmon is opaque. And I'm reducing the temperature down to medium while I cook the remainder amount of the salmon. Now I'm bringing in another pan to cook the green beans in. I'm going to heat 1 tablespoon of coconut oil and put that on medium-high heat and wait for that to just break apart and completely melt. Once that has melted, I am adding in about 3 tablespoons of butter. Okay, so now we are letting the butter just melt all the way through. And I'm gonna go ahead and add all 4 minced cloves of garlic and just saute them for about a minute or so into the oil and butter until it's nice and fragrant. And here we are, I've rinsed the green beans, and so I'm just throwing it in and giving it a good stir, mixing in the garlic, the butter, oil all together, so all the beans are thoroughly coated. Sprinkling it with some salt and pepper, giving it another good stir. Now you want to cook the green beans on the skillet, and you want to reduce the stove to a heat of about medium-low, and you want to make sure that you cover the pan. And you want to cook it for about 10 to 12 minutes, stirring occasionally. All right, so I have just finished cooking the green beans, and now I am plating it. I'm taking a fillet of the seared and blackened salmon, and I am just putting about a cup and a half, I would say, of the sauteed green beans, and all that garlicky goodness. And just gonna dress up the green beans with a little bit of lemon, and voila, there you go. This is blackened salmon with garlic green beans. It is healthy, it is easy. This meal, again, took me about 20-25 minutes to prepare. Definitely try it with your hubby and kids and let me know in the comments below if you liked it or if you did something different. Let me know, I wanna know. All right, ladies, that's it for me today. Thank you so much for watching. And if you liked what you saw, again, I'd love for you to subscribe and share this. I will see you in the next video.